Hello everybody and welcome to Suffolk. The village is doing pretty damn well, to be honest, and I'm really quite proud of it so far. We've got our toolsmith now. Unfortunately I wasn't able to record that because, well, I thought it was recording, but turns out I wasn't recording the entire time. But anyway, I've got some equipment now, better equipment, so you'll see me running around with a gambeson and a helmet at last. And yeah, so in this video I've actually been practicing my archery skills at the local Fletcher here, and that's because the king is actually going to be hosting a hunting event, so I'll be there as his bodyguard or his tracker and going with him on his grand royal hunt. So we're just here gonna buy some arrows and we'll go on our merry way, I suppose. We're gonna go eastwards and then work around south from there and see what we can find. Well, speaking of that, we came across this ruined chapel, and we found a body here as well with a skull that was fairly intact. The king, he thought it was the skull of a saint here, but it could have been anyone. It could have been just a guy that fell that died when the roof collapsed, maybe. Otherwise, we carried on our lovely little a walk, a hunt, and we came across some boars, well, pigs, and we had to test how good the king's archery skill. Oh, it's pretty bad. Anyway, we kept on going. Nevertheless, found some more boars here and there, and I had an aim. I went for one really far away. Yeah, I got it, but I didn't kill it, unfortunately. Not really good enough to hit it in one shot. And then we found some sheep here and there, but it looks like, oh yeah, I was getting hit by the nettles. We came across this levy, and he told us about some bandits roaming around and that we should be careful here and there. He advised us not to go, but the king was very urgent about it. He wanted his hunt. And we did actually come across these bandits here, so he geared up for battle. A nice shot from the hill. And we eventually took them down with our bows and arrows, and yeah, we seemed to do a pretty decent job at keeping them away from us. Yeah, teamwork, but we ran out of arrows pretty quickly. We stopped by to pay respects at this way shrine, and the king even decided to give some coins over to it, which is fairly kind of him, considering if those were my coins he'd just tax it off me. But yeah, so we carried on, and then we came across this village further down the road, well, the path, and we decided to have a little visit around. It was still daytime, so we came across this drunk in this chapel, and he seemed to be trying to get, like, I don't know, more beer, or just like sacrileging the chapel. But anyway, we kicked him out, arrested him and whatnot, and then we asked for forgiveness for our sins, and for his sins, for his sake. He was only a drunk, but there he is, getting told off by that levy there. Anyway, we went on home, trying to get back, but of course it already went dark, and the king wasn't feeling particularly safe travelling at night. So we both decided to rest up in this camp that was set up by his levies from before, and then we decided to sleep together. Peasant and king. In the morning, we both woke up, and we just went on our way back to Suffolk and continued whatever we had left over there. It was a bit of a journey back, but I had some plans ready. What I was going to do was build, actually, the crop farm, which was really needed to be done. Anyway, elsewhere in the world at the time, the French king was desperately ready for his meat to be cooked. The king of Leon Castile had himself a dog now, which is very nice. The king of England, of course, we know him. He was expanding the path, and the bishopric of Trier, the Archbishop of Trier, he was building a quarry there, and the Count of I've forgotten the name of it, but he was building a place. Anyway, in the toolsmith, I was gathering some materials and some tools, and I went along to this fairly decent site. This would be where I start making, I clear up all this land because I'm going to make the crop farm here. And the crop farm is one of the biggest structures, especially this early. It's a really massive structure, and this will probably take you the longest to make. Even worse, if you want to make a miller, you have to have three crop farms to make a miller. It's very resource heavy, so it's best to do this with friends. Do this with a group of people. While I did a lot of this on my own, the fields were all done with help. I didn't do it entirely on my own, which is good enough. But all of this bit that you see now, yeah, I'm doing all this on my own. And this isn't necessarily the hard bit. I mean, it takes a while and it's lots of detail, but the longest part is making the fields. That takes a long time. Anyway, I built some granaries here and there, marked out the borders for some wood and stuff. And anyway, I did run out of wood very quickly, and thatch too, so I went to our stores, and you'll see me coming back and forth looking for materials, because I don't have enough materials for this. I know we do have the lumber camp further down, but I keep running out of money as well. It's not as profitable as I thought it would be. But saying that, I am just a peasant. I don't really have that much coin on me anyway. But yeah, I've been building barns up, giving them walls, but again, running out of oak, so I planted all these oak trees here and there so I could cut them down and use their oak, and you'll see me do that a lot this episode. Like, I really need a lot. Oh yeah, attacked by a bandit as well. This was happening a lot while I was building the farm. It's because we were in the wetlands, and I think they spawn a bit more often in the wetlands, which is a bit annoying. Well, the front of the farmhouse is in the wetlands, that is. And we've got all these decorating around, putting coarse dirt here and there, making a wagon, which I always love making, and putting some thatch here and there. Again, more wood is needed. And Oreo was here. He helped me with the Fletcher in the last episode, and he'll be helping me with more of the next few things. You'll know him a bit more recognisably because he always dresses in a bright blue, and he's got that white eagle for his arms, his coat of arms. Me, however, I've got that gold cross on my green shield. But I'm the main character anyway. Of course you're going to recognise me. Anyway, we were clearing up these fields, I and Oreo together, and putting out the border as well. You'll see they're a little bit more diagonal, and the idea is that they'll be a bit diagonal here and there. I also wanted to get some more tools from the trader, but the update had just dropped at that moment, and turns out you need 101 alignment now to trade with them. And so I had to go and get some more alignment. I was very close, but I needed to kill off some bandits first. So I went on the path to the lumber camp, but the path suddenly stopped. I don't think he finished it, so I had to go on off-road for a bit. Eventually coming to the lumber camp, and I'd go off into the forest looking for bandits here and there. And I'd have to be looking for quite a while. None seemed to be spawning anywhere. I couldn't really find any. Although looking back at this footage, they are spawning, but they're behind me all this time, which is a bit annoying, which is very creepy as well. Anyway, I came across this ruined chapel, similar to the one that was on the hunt, and I looked inside, couldn't find any bandits, but that was a shame. It was quite pretty though. Anyway, continued running off, but I was finding myself pretty lost very quickly, which is a bit annoying. I came across another ruined chapel, and I thought it was going round in circles, but I think it was a different structure. But yeah, continuing on looking for bandits, but couldn't find any. Until I did actually spot a couple in the forest ahead, and so, well, in the group of trees. So I tried to sneak up on them, but they seemed to find me, unfortunately, and they charged in after me. And I managed to hit them one by one, tried to take them out one by one as well, and I managed to get them all, thankfully. And I ran out now with enough alignment to now buy things from the traders, 101 alignment with the nobles. And I went straight to the toolsmith because I needed a lot of shovels or mattocks. To start digging out all the fields to landscape them a bit better. So I got 1,000,000 like bronze shovels, but even then they weren't enough in the end. But yeah, most of this you'll now see me just editing the fields, making them a bit smoother. This makes it easier to farm than placing buckets. And it also just looks nicer as well. Gets you a lot of dirt though, so it's very worthwhile, especially if you like to make lots of wattle and door buildings, and I certainly do. So it's definitely worthwhile trying to landscape where you can, because you'll get lots of materials from it. And here I and Oreo start planting, putting a load of buckets here and there just so that we can hoe the entire ground, and that's what we're doing here, using the hand plows. And we went through 2 of them. And these are like diamond tier, so yeah, it takes like 2 diamond tier hoes to get through it. But that's all 3 fields, and you'll notice it's 3. Only one of them is actually a crop field though. The others, however, is a green regrowth, and the other one is a fallow, which is like a brown, like upturned soil or whatever. Anyway, I needed more leaves for the border, and that's what I got there. And then I was attacked by a bandit, but saved by the king just last minute there, which was good. And then Ollie the Knight came over, and he was actually inviting us to a feast, so I wanted a break from work, so I was happy to join them. But yeah, it turns out this was more than just a feast though, and it actually was a ceremony for Ollie to be knighted by the king. And which was really fun actually to witness. Anyway, this was soon led by a big feast. Well, just the 3 of us for now. The others weren't online, but we enjoyed a nice good feast, and I ended up drinking a little bit too much. And you'll see all these like purple bubbles coming off. That's when we're having the nausea effect, which means we're just drinking and drinking. And there was plenty of food as well. We're just messing about. We were waiting until it was getting dark because there was plenty of bandits outside, and we wanted to just have a night in. Anyway, back to the fields. I was just finishing them off. Most of the issue was getting all the seeds. We definitely did not have enough seeds. And having enough coarse dirt as well. Did not have enough coarse dirt for it either. I had enough bones to make the green a bit better, so the green regrowth, that was all finished. I went to a mod structure to take all the coarse dirt from its field, and then continued to use bone meal to like grow all of these barley seeds into barley crop, so that I could like get more seeds. But even then it was taking forever, so I had to get a lot of help from my friends in London to get that all sorted out. Anyway, I and the king managed to do it together. He kind of gave up halfway, but I managed to finish it off in the end on my own. But yeah, that was pretty much the entire field complete in the end, all fully replanted, which was really good. All that was left was just finishing off the fallow, and then it would be all complete. So I bought a mattock and went ahead getting all the rest of the coarse dirt from this field, from the mod structures, and yeah, finally finished that fallow field. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's other than fixing up the walls a little bit here and there, that is the crop farm done. And if I want to get the miller again, I have to build 3 of them. So this is 1 of 3 done. At the end of the day though, I went to visit Oreo, and he turned out to be making this really pretty manor. It was still under construction, but it looked really quite pretty. It was in a nice location. There was plenty of good space, as you can see, and he seemed to be working pretty hard on it. It won't be just the manor, I'm sure there'll be land around it. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, but unfortunately I won't be able to upload for like another week because I'll be busy working. But otherwise, this was really fun to make. There was a lot going on in this video, and I hope in future there'll be just as many things, if not more things going on. I know we like the building, but the roleplay part is the more fun. It makes a story to it, and I want to make more videos like that, so hopefully more things go on. Otherwise, it'll just be the same old building videos. Anyway, this was a long one, but I hope you enjoyed, guys, and thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. So, Take care, everybody, and enjoy your day.